Today I'm in Harrogate speaking to one of the most exciting young goalkeepers around right now, Henry Gray. He's currently on loan here at Harrogate Town from Ipswich Town and recently represented New Zealand at the Under-20s World Cup. Now Henry grew up in New Zealand and started his professional career with Wellington Phoenix, but today I'll be showing you why the connection between Harrogate and Wellington goes a lot deeper than just football. Make sure you subscribed because this summer I'll be following New Zealand at the 2026 World Cup in the US and Canada. Who knows, we might be watching Henry there too. It'd be great to have you along for the journey. And if you want the chance to win this match-issued shirt signed by Henry Gray, head over to Pablo Rome's on Instagram, where I'll be launching the giveaway there a few days after this video goes live. So it's an early kick-off today in Harrogate, and before we get down to Wetherby Road, here are a few Harrogate facts. So for those that don't know, Harrogate is an affluent town in North Yorkshire with a population of about 89,000 people. It's home to a lot of current and ex-footballers. Gareth Southgate and Micah Richards both live here, and so does current Leeds manager Daniel Farke and Bradford City legend Stuart McCall. Any excuse to play that clip. The club are nicknamed the Sulphurites, which dates back to 1571 with the discovery of 88 mineral springs in the town. Harrogate manager Simon Weaver is the longest serving manager in the Football League, having been in charge for 17 years. But as mentioned earlier, there is a link between Harrogate and Wellington, and it's not just the fact that both sides play in black and yellow. Since 1978, Harrogate has been twinned with Wellington, and here in the Valley Gardens, right in the heart of the town, lies a New Zealand garden. This garden was established in the 1950s in honour of the New Zealand airmen who were based in and around Harrogate during the Second World War. Sadly, many lost their lives and 23 heroes are laid to rest in nearby Stonefall Cemetery, 4 of whom were from Wellington. The garden was recently refurbished with plants donated from New Zealand, and this stunning Poa was brought over from New Zealand in 2010 and blessed in a Maori service. So now I think it's time we head down to the ground to meet the other most recent link between Harrogate and Wellington, Henry Gray. Welcome to the Exercise Stadium, home of Harrogate Town. Today, Town hosts promotion chasing Salford City. The last time I was here was 2018 when Harrogate gained promotion to the National League, beating Brackley 3-0 to secure promotion. And you could really feel something building that day. Just 2 years later, they won the National League playoffs, beating Notts County 3-1 at Wembley to send Town into the Football League for the first time in their history. And since promotion to League 2 in 2020, Harrogate have held their own, embarrassing my beloved Bradford City on a few too many occasions, but I think I can let that slide now. And this season is the first time Town have looked in real danger of relegation, but it's tight down there and there are teams above them in much worse form. And Harrogate have had a decent run recently, losing just once in the last 6 games, and a big part of that form have been the performances of this man. But what do the fans think?
Henry Gray's been class, got a couple clean sheets. He's been excellent so far. I think he could push for a place in the New Zealand squads.
I think it's been really good, very positive for the club, a lot of saves needed to save, but his attitude as well, he's very quick release with the ball as well. He doesn't hold it as much as some of the others we've had. When it comes in, it just, where's it going first?
He saves us when we need him. He helps in the clinical moments and he gets us pushing forward.
So that's what the fans think, but let's hear from the man himself. So, joined by Henry Gray. You've been at Harrogate Town a couple of months now. How have you found Harrogate and Yorkshire in general?
Yeah, it's obviously a lot different to Ipswich, a lot more like grass, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you see,
Greenery.
like the fields, greenery, yeah, absolutely, scenery and all that stuff. I've really enjoyed it. The lads have been amazing, and it's just been like nice to live up here.
Obviously you're here at Harrogate Town fighting for survival, and your parent club Ipswich Town are pushing for promotion to the Premier League. So they're in the playoffs alongside like Libby Kakachi at Wrexham and Max Crocombe at Millwall. So there's a very good chance that one more Kiwi at least might be in the Premier League next season, and it could be you, mate. So how does that feel for you? What's that like?
Well, I think the ideal situation is we stay up here and Ipswich go up to the Premier League. Ipswich are pushing for promotion and they're doing really well. I know I've been watching the games and it seems to be like some things just aren't going their way, and that's football. But yeah, like you said, Max was doing really well, and not really sure what happened in the situation at Millwall, but won't really get into that. I think he did well, and I think he's a bit unfortunate not to be playing because he's got them to where they are now. And then yeah, like you said with Libby, Wrexham are just flying. It just seems like
just
at the
keep going.
start, at the start you're like, okay, no promotion this season, and now they're just absolutely battering everyone. So yeah, hopefully someone in New Zealand gets to the Premier League.
Your introduction to pro football, it was pretty unique. You were like 16 at the time, and you were with Wellington Phoenix Reserves, and you got a call up to join the first team, who weren't even in Wellington at that time. So they'd moved out to Wollongong in Australia during that COVID season where there was so many restrictions. That must have been a really interesting period to be involved with the club. Like what was that like for you?
Yeah, so obviously I was just at home. I think I was just about to go to the Christmas lights and I was watching the Phoenix game. I think they were playing Sydney at the time, and gone out with brother and sister, and dad's message saying, Ollie's come off, seems like he's in quite a bit of pain. And then a few hours later Goffey messages me saying we're going to get you over to Australia. So I was buzzing, really excited for that. So from there, the next day I've had to go and get all these COVID jabs and all that stuff, and got there on the 23rd of December, I think it was, just before Christmas, and then did a training session, and then Christmas Day was actually really good, like Secret Santas and that, and it was a really good environment. Ended up going to Josh Law's parents' house, I think, in Bondi.
Oh, nice.
And I think it was still one of my favourite Christmases since. But yeah, it was completely different. Obviously there was no home games, you didn't have heaps of fans around there. It was just a good experience to me. Obviously I was young, and if it wasn't for that year, I don't think I'd be here. What I learned off Ollie and Alex and Goffey just made who I am now.
And it was actually Dean Bartle that put me in touch with you. He might have been one of the few fans that were out there at the time. Obviously he's based in Australia, but he had a lot of nice things to say about you as well.
Yeah, Dean, great guy. Sorts anything you ask him to, and it's just really nice guy to talk to. And
I'll put a link up to Dean's page as well, because he makes shin pads and all these amazing plaques. Yeah, some of the stuff he does is pretty special.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give to, say, any young goalkeepers in New Zealand that are looking to kind of forge a career in the UK or Europe?
Take every opportunity. It's a lot different to New Zealand. You see people move from the A-League to League One, and you're like, if I move to England, I want to start here at League One, where it's not going to be like that. It's going to be you're going to have to build your way up. You're going to need games. So I think that's how I've done well. Is I've gone to Chelmsford in the National League South, had a good season. The National League have seen that, went to the National League, had a good season, and now Harrogate have seen that. And I think you just got to build your way up. And goalkeepers, you've got ages of your career. You just need to play games and get to where you want to be, but you can't just go straight into somewhere. You need to prove yourself over in this country, and I think England's the biggest country for football, so you've got to work hard for that.
And I think a lot of people abroad don't maybe realise the quality in those lower leagues, because they are a lot stronger now than they were, say, 10 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when I look at the A-League, it's it's a lot more technical. It's nice playing football, and then you watch games like this and it's smash, long ball, deal with it, try get a bit of quality out, but people won't let you have that quality. I think it was Lamine Yamal the other day was saying he was so shocked to play against Newcastle because everyone just started trying to smash him, and that it's a lot different, I said, but England's it's a whole different level of football and completely different to New Zealand, Australia.
Looking ahead to the World Cup next year, it is New Zealand's first World Cup in 16 years. You must be buzzing for it.
Absolutely. I think my focus now is just to stay here and play games and try and show them that I should be going to the World Cup. I speak to them, national team coach Bays and Goffey, most weekends after the games, and he says I'm doing really well. He's happy with where I'm at, and the World Cup, I think everyone dreams of it, don't they? And
sure.
That's the big thing. Obviously I've done the 20s one last year, and that was just amazing, and playing there was just a different experience. I loved it so much. I didn't think this early on in my career that I have a big chance of going to that.
Today you've got Salford City at home. Obviously they're pushing for promotion. It's a very good side. You know what you get with Salford. They're always going to be up there in this league. And you fighting for every point at the moment. How are you feeling going into this one? Because you've had a pretty decent run of form. You've only lost one in your last 6 now.
Yeah, I think Salford, look, good team. We beat Cambridge here, and then we drew a Bromley. And we just got quite a good few points out of like some of the bigger teams up in the table. So obviously MK wasn't the best of games, but yet again, like, we didn't play too bad. Like, we were playing well. We went 1-0 up, and then I think just like a lack of switch off, unfortunate time to concede, and from there it just kind of turned the game. But it's a completely different game today, and we're going to go for the 3 points.
Nice one. Well, really appreciate your time,
Awesome.
Henry, mate.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Thanks so much,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Cheers. So half-time, 0-0. Salford with the better chances, but Harrogate have really grown into the game. And there was a massive save from Henry Gray to keep it at 0-0. After weathering a storm from Salford early in that second half, Harrogate looked more likely to take the 3 points as the game went on. But when you're down there, the game tends to be a bit more cruel, and Salford's bench proved to be the difference. 2 subs combined, a great through ball from Fabio Barini, and a clinical finish from Dan Udo sealed it late on for the Armies. But just 3 days later, Harrogate responded with a bang after a 3-0 away win at Tranmere, keeping the survival hopes alive, with a couple more impressive match ratings for Henry along the way. The final score, Harrogate 0, Salford 1. Tough one to take because I thought Harrogate really grew into the game, but it was Salford on the counter and it was a great finish, to be fair. Henry did make some really big saves along the way. There's a couple in particular that really spring to mind, and it was great getting to chat to him about his footballing journey, his loan here at Harrogate and the future. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be heading out to the USA and Canada this summer for the World Cup, following New Zealand, the All Whites, and it'd be great to have you along for the ride. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.